3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone.
All right. Whoa.
Running for it, Mixon. And he's in for the touchdown. The Texans finish up an excellent opening series. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. Once it became goal-to-goal, Brock, that field goal team just didn't feel like they were ever going to see the field. This team was committed to making a statement on the opening series, even if it meant leaving the offense out there on 4th and goal.
Yeah, I think that's really well said, Kate, for a couple reasons. Number one, you do get a chance to finish, right? So you do all this work to get there, you want to finish it. But you also know if you don't get it, well, you set your opponent up with some really bad field position. I love that decision.
The extra point is up, and it is good. And the Texans will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. And this drive will start inside the 25. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Purdy throwing here to start. Caught by Deebo Samuel. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 22. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 48. Got use check, and it's complete. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's a 49er 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They kick the running back in motion. Purdy on 1st down. Brushes him off with ease. And they bring him down. Looks like he got into the 27. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. On 2nd down, here's McCaffrey. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead, did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Third and 6 for them to figure out now. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Into a crowd, and intercepted. Henry comes up with it. And the Texans take over after forcing the first turnover of this ball game. Already in an early hole on the scoreboard. That is not what they needed in response, Brock. Giving away possession with the pick.
You know, we got a lot of game left, obviously. Nowhere close to them putting it away. But you can see things starting to unravel a little bit, even after just 2 possessions. A touchdown here could really continue that momentum towards an early runaway.
On target to his back, Joe Mixon. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Dre Greenlaw getting there for the stop. So before they can set up for another play, we've hit the end of the 1st quarter. 7-0 is our score. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Welcome back. We'll begin the second quarter with the Texans in possession. They'll have 2nd and 7 to deal with. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. He'll get this one to Brooks. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Charvarius Ward brings him down.
It's always nice to see teams still employ a fullback. I love rewarding a big guy with some touches during a game. They earn those looks. That was a well-run route, and he showed some soft hands to bring it in.
Look the hot, look the hot.
Stroud now on 3rd. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Talanoa Hufanga makes the play. And the 49ers are going to get the football inside the enemy 40. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, kid. We got 1, we got 2. Do I hear a 3rd interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought. The defenders are offensive guys with bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball away.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the 1st down.
All set up now for 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Motioning right is Ayuk. They'll run here on 1st down. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
You can keep your job in the NFL as a D-tackle if you eat up space. You really can. But you make that bad when you can defeat blocks, penetrate, and create runs for losses as a defensive tackle.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Purdy gets this from the pistol. He'll get it to Brandon Ayuk. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. From the gun is Purdy. And they're going to take this in for the San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers parlay the interception into points. George Kittle, the touchdown. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they could be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Return coming from the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
All right.
They'll begin with a run by Mixon. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Why, Tony? Ow, what's that? What?
On play action, here's Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions, you get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Throwing on third down, Stroud. Complete beyond the marker. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. The big play nets him 17 yards. And the Texans are going to have a first down. We've hit the 2-minute warning now at NRG. And it's the Texans with 1st and 10.
Under.
From the gun, Stroud. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's able to get it past midfield and down onto the 49er side.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Hey, south.
2nd and 3. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
No connection on the last play, and out 3rd down.
All right.
To the air yet again, it's Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. We get a timeout here taken by the 49ers. That's going to be their first. As they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. Texans going to kick this away on 4th, and it's Tommy Townsend on for the punt. The Niners have Ricky Pearsall ready to return. Ooh, and this is a worm burner. He didn't hit this one well. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. 34 yards on that punt. And the 49ers will go on offense. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Shotgun snap for Purdy. Got a man. McCaffrey has it. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down. Purdy setting up that play action. He beams one deep right side. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Stingley Jr. And the Texans will take it back to their own 30 before they're stopped. And that is where they're going to take over after the interception.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
19 Texans.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. He lays out over the middle to bring that one in. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Pass taken in by Diggs. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Diamador Lenore there on the stop.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. 2nd down coming up.
Shotgun now for Stroud. He's on the move. This has been a trend. Yet another interception. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the 49ers are stopped on the return just shy of their own 35. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks them up, gets it right back for them.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive. First down throw by Purdy. And the first down pass set away by a defender, incomplete.
You know, it's tough to succeed a linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Now motion him out of the backfield. Purdy now on 2nd and 10. This one falls incomplete.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Now it's Purdy. He has the first over the middle. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. San Francisco calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. New set of downs for him from the 46. To throw again, it's Purdy. That'll be incomplete, and the clock shows 10 seconds left. Just before halftime, we get a timeout, take it. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Bronk. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. He's back to throw. He put everything he had into this one. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Taken away by the rookie from USC. One last play before the break.
Oh, ready. Why, Tony? Hey, uno.
Looking to throw. They get it right back. That's intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick-6 touchdown. You want to know how strong the coverage was there? Man, they even had that underneath throw locked down, Brock, and he took it the other way.
It's really, really hard to find a better rep than that one in coverage. You're so spot on. Covered it down the field. Usually a gimme to the running back. The only thing was a gimme 6.
And his kick is good. What an ending to our opening half as they take the lead. So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. It's Deebo Samuel with the return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. On the ground to begin the drive with McCaffrey. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Second down now, 7 to go. Here's Purdy to throw. He lofts it deep left. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. That throw was looking for Brandon Ayuk. And that brings up 3rd down.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Samuel comes in motion left. On 3rd down, Purdy. He's looking deep once again. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that's just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
It's a punt coming from the Niners on 4th down, and Mitch Wisnowski out to boot it away. And this will be his first effort of the contest. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it's going to be Texans football. 1st down, ball at the 36.
Oh, hey. 2J. 11. Hey, south.
Throwing is Stroud. Completed to Collins. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1st and 10, a run to Mixon. And that's good for a gain of 5. Brought down by Javon Hargrave. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Stroud from the pistol. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Oh, hey. Hey, Uno Mars. Hey.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Taking a big shot for the end zone. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted. Talanoa Hufanga makes the play. And the 49ers get it back as he intercepts him for the 2nd time this game.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with McCaffrey. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. From the 20 on 2nd down. Launches one deep downfield. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. No luck finding George Kittle with that one. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate the receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark. Really, from the first snap through this second half, there have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
He manages 13 on this punt return. And the Texans are going to take over with their eyes on the end zone. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Alert the hot.
From the 43. Pass caught by Mixon. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
I'm sure Coach, play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
It's round throwing here on 1st. Caught by Diggs. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans can tie it up after hitting pay dirt in the 3rd. It's a Stephon Diggs touchdown. Point after up and good by Fairbairn. And the Texans tie things up at 14. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Samuel now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. Purdy on 1st down. Oh no, they get him yet again. Oh, stiff arm. And the Texans get it back after a marvelous defensive effort.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick 6? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
Dell with the grab. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Oh, surprise gift to the receiver near the goal line. And he gets in, touchdown. The Texans pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Nico Collins with the touchdown. Not sure we can call these gadget plays anymore, partner. Not like we could in the early 2000s, right? Because receivers who can run it, well, they become an important part of many NFL offenses, especially down in the red zone.
And that's because the reality you face is there's only so many conventional plays. Really, there's only so many reps you can get in during the practice week, so many different opportunities and traditional sets. But when you got an outlier like this, when you got a wide receiver who can run it like a running back, it presents a whole nother set of issues for defenses.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Samuel now to return it. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And that's out of bounds all the way across the 45, very nearly to midfield.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
The 49ers find themselves in a great spot to start this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. From the gun is Purdy. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that leaves him with 3rd and short.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
3rd and short. Here's Purdy. Complete beyond the marker. And that'll be enough for the first as they touch him down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
On 1st and 10, it's McCaffrey. Has a lane inside the 25. And he's going to have this all the way down to the 4. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's 49ers ball, and they're sort of in comeback mode here. They trail to start the 4th. They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's McCaffrey. Will take it in for the San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers now trailed by just a point in the 4th. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. So they tag him for roughing the kicker, and now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. He doesn't like what he sees, so a touchback. They're going to begin at the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Quick, right? Hey, uno.
From the gun, Stroud. Digs there to bring it in. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10.
Here we go, let's go. Set.
On the ground again with Mixon. Another big rip for him. And he'll get this across. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans take a fourth-quarter lead. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. There's time to chide him about poor tackling later, Brock.
And I probably will.
And you probably will. Coach probably will give him an earful about it as well. But let's not let the missed tackle take away from an excellent effort he had on that run.
Yeah, it really was his effort to force that missed tackle. Okay, I think that's the key, and open the door for that touchdown. As soon as he slipped that stop, his mind was focused on one thing and one thing only, the end zone.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. His return starts at the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the gun, McCaffrey. And he'll take this up to around the 29-yard line. Working quickly here. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Into the hands of Kittle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
That's taken in by Samuel. And he'll get this through midfield and starts pushing into Texans territory. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Into the hands of Samuel, complete. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. And they still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Back to throw it. Yet another interception, and that could be what does it. Azeez Al-Shire has it. And the Texans take it away once again, the 5th time they've intercepted in this game. The 4th down call ends in a defensive highlight as he picks up the throw and gets his guys off the field.
You know, one way or another, it looked like they were going to get off the field that time, but it's so much sweeter as a defense to run off that field holding the ball. So many defensive coaches in this league preach it. It's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Not only the energy you create on your side, but that little seeded...
This is caught inside the 15. He goes the distance. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans go up by 2 scores as they try to put this one away. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
That one right down the middle. And the Texans double their lead to 14. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Has this at the 6. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back one.
And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Texans capitalize on yet another interception thrown in this game.
I think it's safe to say his day is beyond repair now, if it wasn't long ago. He just hasn't been reading these coverages at all, and it's clearly not on the same page with his receivers. I think it really is now time to think about his confidence for future games and get him out of this ball game.
A handoff for Mixon, running right. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. So a timeout comes in. It looks like the defense using its first stops this game as we get close to our 2-minute warning. All right, here we go. 2nd down.
Here we go.
Now it's Stroud. Collins there to grab it. And he's short of the first after a mile gain. And this defense wants the extra stoppage before the 2-minute warning as they take a timeout, 2:05 on the clock.
Oh, ready.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stroud. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning in Houston. Texans feeling good with a 14-point advantage. So from a mile away, they'll send out the field goal unit to take a shot at this one. You better get all of this one. It's got a ways to go. Houston calls it 2nd timeout. Still one more in their pocket to use. The Texans set to punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And this is a worm burner. He did not hit that one well. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And they're going to take over possession. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Big gain downfield. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. 49ers moving quickly, trying to get their offense to the line. And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. When you reach the status that he has around the league, Brock, well, we all at this point expect him to be making plays like this when he's targeted down near the end zone.
Yeah, I think the best thing I can say about this dude is he makes it look easy a lot of the time. And this game, trust me, is never easy. It speaks to how well he plays this position.
Flying forward on the ground. And he's almost there, but no! They stop him at the last moment. Wow, he's going to be just inches shy of that 2-point conversion. So with less than a minute and a half to play, they must recover this onside effort. And the Texans secure that kick, no problem. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Oh, ready? Hey!
They kick the running back in motion. Wow, they're going to pass it here. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call.
Here we go. Hey!
Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Here he is to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well, I know some old-school coaches, maybe some former NFL quarterbacks who would have this guy running stairs after that drop, partner. Hit or no hit. That was a catch there that would have meant a 1st down.
Yeah, that's why that's old school, okay, Kate? The new school coaches and quarterbacks know how hard it is in this league with the contact. How valuable those contested catches are. Credit the defense for making the play on that one.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. To the left side and reeled in by Kittle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Back to throw. Still going through the 25. And he stops the clock after a big gain up close to the 40. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Offense to the line for 1st down, conscious of that single timeout they've got remaining. He'll look to throw it. Trying to push it deep downfield. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. That one intended for Brandon Ayuk. And it's going to be 2nd down.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
And that one is incomplete, and the clock stops with 18 seconds to go. Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. So they're left facing 3rd and long. One of the rare instances there, Brock, where the quick slant doesn't win against zone coverage. You just couldn't hang on to the football.
No, we know this, Kate. In man coverage, it's about that separation, right?
Yeah.
You've got to win and create leverage versus zone. It's all about that anticipation and accuracy. And if you're not on point, that zone defender can break it up.
They get 28 out of that play. And it brings up a San Francisco first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
To throw again, it's Purdy. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. They're going to call their final timeout here. Just 9 seconds to go.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Up to the line, and they're set. First and 10. Working inside the red zone. And they're still alive. Brocky brings in the touchdown, and now they've got a shot to force overtime. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
So now, massive moment coming up for the 49ers as they go for two. He's throwing for it. They're in field goal range, but it's intercepted. Azeez Al-Shire has it. Unsuccessful on the two-point try. Not that they were really worried about that particular play. All they really care about, Brock, is what happens on this upcoming kickoff.
Yeah, most importantly, you took that last-second lead when you needed it the most. Now, you just got to prevent any type of shenanigans, and you'll walk out of here with a coveted win.
We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. Fields the hard squib kick. And he was pushing for midfield there before they finally dragged him down at the 45.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, first and 10.
Hey, south. Hey.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. So it's a win for the Texans. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now, and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.